type of person that's going to say what I feel. And that's how I felt, and whatever backlash is coming, then I'll have to take it. But I stand on my principles. People wanted to see something different. My whole thing is, with that difference came hostility. With that difference came racism. With that difference, not came racism, I should say, but it brought it out. With that difference came a lot of things that we don't talk about, but we have to talk about now. So I think that's how Trump kind of got in. If the Republican Party, and they're predominantly white, Caucasian, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to the inner city, how do we accept them? We usually don't. And we usually say, well, why are you here? So that's a balance of us being willing to listen to them and them being willing to come to us and talk to us. So my name is Cassandra McDonald, and I am a civil rights activist who was recently a candidate for state representative of District 8. Standpoint, if Democrats are always complaining that there's nobody on the other side to fight for them, and no one on that side to understand their issues, and I was that person who identified with that, maybe I should go over there to try to affect change from that standpoint and infiltrate change from the inside to outside. Well, pretty much I joined the Republican Party because I wasn't satisfied with what was going on in the Democratic Party as far as cohesiveness, and I wanted to see if I can affect change from a different standpoint than just being Democrat, so I ran Republican. You know, tradition, I had always been a Democrat all my life. My family, they're Democrat. And with what I knew about the stereotype about Republicans, and my district was predominantly Democrat, I knew it would be a tough decision, but I felt at the time it was the best decision to make. What I learned from the Republican Party is I really like the fact that the adage about creating opportunity for yourself, they really believe in that. They're very, like accountable. They have this like accountability kind of thing to them, and I appreciated that because I wholeheartedly believe that everybody has an opportunity. I don't care if you've been in prison. I don't care if you've been homeless. Your circumstances does not make you. It's what you do after overcoming the circumstances. There's a misconception that, oh, they don't want to help us. They don't want to give us this. They don't want to give us that. But to everything that someone gives, you should participate in giving back some kind of way, socially, economically. Yeah, one issue I would say is, take my district for example, it's over 70% population with Black and Latino and so forth. So when I would say about strategy and executing a plan to make it inclusive of the African American vote, they wanted to stick with what was done years and years and years and years ago. And that pretty much is, we'll have this person come visit this church, we'll do that, and that's it. But it does not cut it, especially in this day and age with inner city and, Black issues. You have to really go into communities consistently, have town halls and different things like that, and they just were not open to doing that. I felt that I wasn't treated well for the simple fact that they just don't understand our issues. They don't understand our struggles and what we go through. And a lot of times I just didn't feel that they were receptive to not just listening to them, but fixing them. The final straw for me was the consistent calls I got about not supporting Trump. And no one owns my vote. I own my vote. And at the end of the day, I have to do what's right for my family and for myself. And I did look at Trump, seriously from the beginning, but I just saw the behavior, it was consistent. His bad temperament was consistent. And I said no. So on top of the racial tension that I felt in the Republican Party, I said, you know what, this just is not for me. What bothers me is that I only spoke out on issues that people were saying were in the party. The problem is they talk amongst each other, but they don't open the door for opportunity to talk more liberally about it in order to fix the problem. And to me, I'm getting persecuted for bringing to the table something that they should have been trying to fix in the first place. And I'm getting a lot of backlash about saying that I'm Democrat through and through. So they're saying that, oh, you came in as a Democrat and you lied to us and so forth. That totally was not the case. Number one, they already know your history of who you were when you applied to become a Republican and, in my case, a committee member. So they knew that. When I say Democrat through and through, it's because from what I saw with the Republican Party, if that's the behavior and that's the way they act, then I must be Democrat through and through, because my experience as a Democrat is nothing like that. So I must be a Democrat. So that's what I meant in that context. Right. I understand that, but it's not just Republicans, and people have to understand that Democrats they kept us down as well. So we can't blame those disparities only on the Republican Party, because if you look at who's controlling certain branches of government, those are Democrats. When you look at your benches in your common pleas courts, those are Democrats. So it's not just about the Republican. I think everybody needs to say, where is my accountability? Where is their accountability? How can I do more? How can they do more? Instead of putting, you take 69% of this and I take, 31% of this. That's not how we should look at it anymore. Everyone needs to carry their weight. We're that. The thing is, whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, you still have your own independent thought, and you don't have to be in a party to have that thought. It's just that you have to stand on your principles regardless of what party you're in, and your thought has to remain your thought, and not just, I'm going to go this route because this is normally what Democrats do, or this route because this is normally what Republicans do. At the end of the day, you got to really think about where I live and what my constituents are saying. What are we saying? So when I go in there to make those laws, am I making the laws that we want and not what the party says, this is what I'm going to give you? Not too much is going to change. What we really should have been looking at is our county offices. Cuyahoga County is facing a $1 billion deficit, which definitely will affect the cities because that's how the funding is dispersed out to different municipalities. And we should have definitely been looking more at our state seats when it comes to revision of laws that affects mass incarceration and, employment laws and so forth. So I think this is the time now to regroup and say, okay, Donald's there. What am I going to do here? I think what the Democratic Party should learn is that the same way that they say the politicians are taking our vote for granted, the people that's saying it, they're doing it. And I think that really hurt the Democratic Party because they knew they had Ohio. Yeah, we have Ohio wrapped up. So I think it's, again, back to education. Let me go back and do a SWOT analysis on the Democratic Party. Let's see where our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and our threats are, and then take it from there. I think the Democratic Party is still really strong, in Ohio. It's just now we have to put the boots to the ground and make a difference. Will I ever consider going back to the Republican Party? It remains to be known, but I would not totally count it out. But right now, as I stated before, because of what I experienced, I have to be Democrat through and through.